Hello, good morning. What is happening with my shirt? Happy Saturday. Y'all know I gotta glass up first, so hold on. Good morning. As you are jumping on, feel free to say hello. Love this gloss, pretty. Drop a hello, hi, let me know that you're here in the comments. I can't always see who joins. Even if you're watching the replay, feel free to let me know that you're here. You know what, I just realized that I don't have a paper towel and I always like to have one. So let me go grab one while you are getting settled. I will too. Okay, good to go. So my name's Lisa and I am just a home baker, totally not trained in baking. I just like to bake. My house is called Camp Kailua, so this is the Camp Kailua Bakeshop. I bake every week, and so when this whole pandemic thing started, I thought, why not do live bakes and people can bake with me if they want to. So here we are. It's been a year-ish, so thanks so much for joining me and sticking with me. Today, we're in for a treat. I am so excited. So one of my favorite things in the world is the everything bagel, right? Not just even the bagel part, but I think it's the seasoning. I put it on everything. Hello, avocado toast. I'm looking at you. So good, right? So I got to thinking about one of my favorite sweets, brownies, and I wondered, how can I everything up a brownie? So this is like the everything bagels, sweet sister, right? We're gonna make everything brownies today. And the nice thing about this recipe is that it's totally customizable. You can make whatever shifts or adjustments that you want to. So let's get started. The first thing that we're gonna do, and we're gonna do one of the layers together. The rest I'm gonna talk you through because those will be done once the brownies cool. So let's talk through. I feel like my glasses are dirty. Hold on. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that your oven is preheated. So go ahead and do that if you haven't already, 350. The next thing that you want to do is butter a pan. I'm using just like a 9-inch square pan, and I just butter the bottom and the sides really well. You could, if you were using a recipe for brownies or doubling this one, do a 9x13, totally fine. You could use whatever you usually use to coat your pan, right? If you like that spray, use that spray. I don't, I like butter, so I use butter to coat my 9x9. So we'll grab that when it's time. I've got it just ready back here waiting. So the other things that you'll need for the brownie, so here's kind of the first shift that you can make in your customizable everything brownie. You could totally use a brownie mix. You could, but I haven't used a brownie mix in years. I always make my own. This is the recipe that I use. I love it. It's so good and so easy. And when I'm not talking about it, it doesn't take me very long to put together. So it actually, I think, takes less time than it does for me to like open package and get everything going and right? Trust me on this. This brownie recipe is to die for. It's so good. So let me walk you through the ingredients. 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 1 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla, 2 large eggs. We're gonna use some baking powder. We're going to use cocoa powder, salt, and flour. That's it for the brownies. So we'll talk about the other layers, like I said, while the brownies are baking. Sound like a plan? Let's get baking. All right, not bacon, baking. All right, so I'm gonna tip this down so you can kind of see what's what. I have already in my bowl here 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. It's ready to go. To that, I'm going to add, and I didn't measure everything out this morning, but I didn't think it would take us very long to do so. This is the sugar that I've been using a lot lately. It's a cane sugar. So we're going to use a cup of cane sugar. You could, if you don't have cane sugar, just use regular sugar. It's totally fine. Don't use brown. All right, so I might have gone just a little under that cup, but that's okay. Let me just seal this back up because, hello, I live in Florida. If moisture gets in my sugar, I'm done. So I fold it, I clip it, and I bag it. I have a container for my other sugar, but this, I just was some special sugar that I got, so. All right, so now that I've got my sugar and my oil together, I'm just gonna give it a little mix. If you didn't want to use oil, you could use applesauce. That's another, oh, the oven's ready. I'm a little behind. I'm not behind, I'm good. It just always cracks me up a little bit when the oven chimes before I'm ready. All right, so that looks good. It is, you know what this reminds me totally of, like a sugar scrub. That's the consistency that you're looking for, like a sugar scrub that you might use on your skin. Okay, so this is just nicely blended sugar and oil. To this, I'm going to add my 2 eggs. So I've got these beauties here. These are, I don't know if you have joined me before, but I've got the best neighbor. They have chickens in their yard. I think they have 5 of them, and they just lay gobs of eggs, and so they are so generous, and they always bring us eggs. So we actually got these fresh this morning. So in goes 1 nice fresh farm egg. That's why I like the paper towel nearby, right? And then I'm just gonna go ahead and drop this second egg in also. I did have these out, not necessarily to bring to room temperature, but just to warm them up a little bit. And then also to this, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So if you've joined me before, you know that this is my favorite. It's so good. It just has like such a rich, delicious vanilla flavor. So I literally use it in everything. Making coffee, check. Desserts, check. Whatever else, check. Okay. Oh, it smells so good. Seriously, vanilla is like one of my favorite smells on the whole planet. Okay, so I'm going to just sort of mix this up. We want it to be pretty well incorporated. I just love the farm eggs have the most stunning color. Oh my gosh. Hey Randy, thanks for jumping on. Okay. And this comes together pretty quickly. Like I said, it's usually, if I'm not talking, it comes together in just minutes. It's so fast. This little egg yolk guy is wanting to just hang on. He's not ready to become a brownie. There it goes. All right, so that's it. You just kind of want it to be nicely incorporated. Look at that beautiful color. Gorgeous, right? Love it. I'm going to now just set this aside. We are done with this for a second, and it can kind of continue to get happy together over here. I'm gonna get a drink because thirsty. Okay, are y'all ready for the next part? This part is a little bit, we will incorporate back to put the two together. All right, so to my bowl here, I'm going to add some baking powder, right? I'm just gonna use a 1/4 teaspoon. I don't know why this is being difficult. There we go. I like this because it has this little ledge here, so I can just scrape off and get exactly the amount that I need. All right, so we'll do that. Put that over here. The next thing that I'm going to add is 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. Yum. Oh, it smells so good. I cannot get enough chocolate in my life. I can't, I seriously, so good. Okay, there's that. I'm also going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Usually, in recipes like this, the salt and the baking powder kind of work together. It's, so you don't want to eliminate it completely. If you are trying to do low salt, you can do a little less or use a very good quality salt. I always use like a sea salt, and I go a little bit less. It's not going to blend like that salty flavor as much as it's going to sort of work in conjunction with that baking powder and do science things. And then the last thing I'm going to add to my dry ingredients is flour. I'm going to do a 1/2 cup just of regular all-purpose flour. Okay, in we go. Good. Now, if you guys have watched me or been on a bake-along before, you know that I really like to whisk my dry ingredients together. So it does a couple of things. One, it's going to help break up any kind of chunks. I hate to say it, but sometimes you do get little kind of pieces that are grouped together, especially if you live in a place where there's humidity like I do in Florida. And the other thing that using a whisk will do is incorporate air, so whatever you're baking is going to be a lot fluffier, a lot lighter, more deliciouser. I mean, really, who doesn't want more deliciouser? All right, I see still some chunks, not chunks, pockets of like cocoa or the flour. So I want to just make sure everything's really well incorporated. Give it some good whisking here. It smells amazing. Wow. I hope it is a lovely day where you are. It is stunning here today. It is so, so pretty. We were just outside with the dog and it was like, oh, so nice. I mean, everybody just wanted to stay out there. I may end up back out there in a little bit. So pretty. Okay, now we're gonna I feel like this is mixed pretty well. We're gonna mix the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. I like to do that in a couple of batches. So I don't like to just dump everything, all the dry ingredients in. Let me give the wet ingredients a little spin. Just since they've been sitting, I want to make sure everything is kind of happy together. It looks good. And then I'm just going to add like maybe half. Get that kind of incorporated, just incorporated, not really well mixed. And then we'll add the rest. I like to kind of fold in, you see, like, I don't get crazy with the mixing in, just kind of fold it in. All right, there we go. That's probably mixed enough. Now I can add the next bundle. Perfect. Ah, it smells so good. Chocolate, vanilla, yum. All right, now this I'm gonna, did y'all see that? Don't get too close to the edge of the bowl. I'm gonna try to keep everything in the bowl now. This I do wanna mix a little bit better than I did when I was just adding the portions of the dry. A little bit more. I still see some pockets of dry. We want everything mixed nicely. Oh, it smells so, so good. All right, look at that. Beautiful. I think we're done. Let me go grab my prepared pan. So I'm just using a glass 9x9 that I buttered. Easy peasy. I'm just gonna pour this in. I like these kind of spatula scraper deals because they really get in there. Make sure everything gets out of the bowl. Go one more time around. Look at all that almost got left behind. All right, let me just smooth this out. All right, I'm gonna pop this into my oven. Give me just a second. Ah, it looks good. Alexa, set a timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, starting now.
Okay, I think she's probably done listening. So while those are baking, I want to talk to you about next steps. So obviously, those are not everything brownies. Those are just brownies. Now, they're delicious and you can absolutely eat those brownies straight up as is. But to make them everything brownies, here's what we're gonna do. When those come out and they're still warm, I grabbed some little mini marshmallows. I'm gonna put those all over the top while the brownies are still warm. I might even pop them back in for just a minute or two and really let those marshmallows get melty. You could, if you wanted to, use a different flavor marshmallow. Could use marshmallow fluff if that's your jam. You could use like those square marshmallows, whatever, big marshmallow, whatever. Just use marshmallows. So you're going to put that marshmallow layer down. It's going to get nice and melty because the brownies are still warm, and so it's going to heat up the marshmallows. You could, if you wanted to, then toast those marshmallows. You could use either a torch if you have one, or just pop it in the broiler for like a minute. It'll get all nice and brown and toasty. Be good. Once that's all cool, the brownies are cool, the fun is really going to start. So after everything is cool, then you can drizzle on top of the marshmallows. You can drizzle whatever you want to. Are you ready? Chocolate syrup, maybe hot fudge sauce, maybe caramel sauce, maybe salted caramel sauce, dulce de leche, whatever flavor. You could even do like a raspberry or a fruit flavor if you wanted to. Totally up to you. So you're gonna have brownies, marshmallows, and then some kind of sauce drizzle. You don't have to like layer it all over, just a nice drizzle is fine. Then in a bowl, I'm going to melt chocolate chips in the microwave. Here's how I'm going to do that. Put them in a microwave safe bowl. Microwave 30 seconds at a time. 30 seconds, stir. 30 seconds, stir. You can use whatever kind of chocolate that you want for this part. You know, any kind. If you use white chocolate, I would use a double boiler instead of the microwave method. White chocolate and the microwave aren't really good friends, and it does weird stuff. So it'll melt much nicer over the double boiler. Once you've got whatever kind of chocolate you want melted, then you're going to stir in, are you ready for this? Peanut butter or some other nut butter, or you could do Nutella or whatever, or omit. If you're not a nut butter person, you don't have to use it, totally fine. Could use chunky if you want to. So you're going to mix that in and make sure that that's really well blended. Then to that chocolate / nut butter mixture, you're going to add crispy rice cereal, right? And so you're going to mix that in about 3 cups. So you're going to use like a bag of chocolate chips, cup of peanut butter or some other nut butter, about 3 cups of crispy rice cereal. Mix, 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 mix. Put that on top of the brownie marshmallow sauce layer, right? You could, even if you wanted to at this point, drizzle a little bit more of your sauce on top to make it look pretty. Pop it in the fridge for 2-3 hours. Let everything, the layers will settle and you know, really be layers. So when you go to cut them, it'll maintain their nice layers and be delish. You could, if you wanted to, sprinkle nuts at any point during this process. You could have put nuts in the batter. You could put, when they come out, you could put nuts on top. Totally fine. If you wanted to, you could use like a mint chocolate in the last part, but don't use peanut butter if you use the mint chocolate. That sounds gross. Just leave it out. Just do chocolate with the Crispies. So you've got tons of options, and that's what's great about the Everything Brownie. You can make it whatever you want it to be like. All your favorite stuff in one brownie, the Everything Brownie. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for baking along with me today in the Camp Kailua Bake Shop. I hope you guys have a great weekend. As always, if you have any requests, let me know. I am happy to look into recipes and maybe try them. If you want to sponsor a bake, let me know. I have had several folks Venmo or Facebook Messenger some sponsorship money over. So totally an option if you want to do that. There's one other thing I was going to tell you. I don't know what it is. I'm sure it'll come to me later. Oh, I know. If you bake this along with me, oh my gosh, take a picture of your creation. Let me know. Tag me in it so I can see how you customized your Everything Brownie. Sound good? All right. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for joining me today.